This is the well, I don't want to say Three Stooges. What's a good name for the three? JP used to call us dynamic duo, but it's three of
Right. Musketeers?
the Three Musketeers. There we go. We are ready to go. We are always here and always ready to work and always on time. And I want to tell y'all, it just does my heart good to get to see y'all here every week. I mean, it just really blesses me. And y'all don't have any excuses. It's bar no excuses. So, and
We're
that
glad
just
to be
tickles
on,
me.
we're
Huh?
glad to be on your meeting.
Well, I'm just tickled that I'm just tickled that y'all are on here with me, you know? And we need to go up from here. We need to go up from here. Okay. Does anybody have a specific crow before I get going? Not, don't tell me that one. You got to wait on the Queen of Sales.
I've been
Because
selling. That's all I want to say. I'm getting back.
you're getting back. You're getting back. Virginia, you can't tell bookings. You can't tell Queen of Sales.
Uh, Talking about what I've done or what I'm working on.
A crow, something that you feel good about in your business.
Uh, I f- I feel well. I feel good that I'm working it,
That's
and
right.
I know that I'm working it, and I
That
see the
makes a
good
difference.
results. Yep.
Yeah. When you're not, you feel it that you're not, don't you? I do.
Mhm.
Because I know when I am and when I'm not. I know it. And I actually have been working it with Shirley and Sherry have been coming out here. I've been going to Shirley's when Eddie's not, he was in the hospital, what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, he was went Good Friday and came home Easter Sunday night.
Yeah, he was in the hospital again. And it's like, "Urgh." But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. That's negative.
Yes, negative. Yep.
Here we go. Supposed to be right here. Okay, you know what this is? Do y'all know what this is?
I know I need to post something in there.
It's the Vicky show. Because all that's on there is my stuff. And I keep trying to encourage y'all. You need to put your grand days and you need to do your emojis. I have prizes and I can't give the prize. I said, shoot, I'm not going to order any next time because every time I order them, boom. Oh, that's funny. But anyway, our senior consultants are dropping. We need to
Oh
get
no.
more people on our teams. You know, Cynthia's A team. She's not really in our counts. And so we don't need our numbers dropping. We need them to increase. And I'm talking to me. I'm going to point two forward. So I have eight pointing back at me. You know, yesterday, Shirley's girl shot us down. She says, I just heard about this for the first time. No, I don't want to sell it. I need to see what it's like first. And, which I didn't push it on her anyway. But this is the only cartoon characters I could find for people. I need to find some people heads that are, that are like neutral. just, just a head and maybe just like we have on our things on our model things that Mary Kay makes. I want those heads is what I want. So I can put them across here for the people. And then as we add, we're going to take them off and put a face there every time we get a new one. And so this is the career path. This will be in the email. I'm going to start doing the after emails too because I really like those. after emails the way that Gina and Barbara are doing. I've never had after emails like that before, but I guess it's something they started since COVID, something that they do because we're not all local. And then
Yeah.
of course, Mary Kay wants us to hit 7 where we've been before. And we were actually way above that for years, but you want to know the difference? We were adding to our teams.
Thing.
We were adding to our teams. We have 26.95 in, minimum's 45, but 7 is what Mary Kay asked us to hit, for the that amount. But this, I was so excited to see y'all signed up for PCP. That tells me the ones wanting to work their businesses is the ones that get their people signed up for PCP. I have forgotten one time in 30 years, 29 and a half years. And that one time taught me a very valuable lesson. Don't ever do it a second time. Because it cost more. It's about $3.50, $3 to $3.50 per book now. By the time you put postage, stamps, postage, samples, buy the book, and do all that, it costs. We have 8 days left in the month. And we're shooting for the 7 because that's what Mary Kay asked us to do. But when you send these out, guess what happens? People order from you. They see the book, they get used to it coming out quarterly, and then they order from you. Who chose to open their businesses this week and sell products? All right. Well, we have 2 people that turned in their weekly accomplishment sheets. Sure. And then Virginia, did you sell anything after what you shared with me? After the you said you sold at
I sold at my vendor event.
At her vendor event. She met a new customer, sold their. Actually, tell what you were sharing with me ahead of time. You said that you had layered that girl. How did you do that?
Well, her business is the tea cake queen.
Uh-huh.
And she sell awesome tea cakes and other, cakes and stuff. And so I've known her for a while, talking with her and everything. And so of course I found out when I went to her house, she related to me that she used to sell Mary Kay. And so she was looking for this lip gloss.
Uh-huh.
So I happened to have my lip gloss samples and my lipstick. So I told her, just go in there and pick you a sample. So she went in there and picked a sample. And so she saw a lip gloss. And so she said if she liked this lip gloss, that she was going to let me know and buy it from me. So, while I was at the pop-up shop Saturday, she was there with her business, and she paid for the lipstick.
That's
So
great. All
Mhm.
right. That's awesome. Okay. And then who sold 50? Who sold? You did.
Oh, I think I sold 50, yeah.
Who sold 100? 150?
Let's see.
200? 250? 300? 350? 400? How much was it?
388.
388. Let's see if I had it right on here. Come on. I did. 388. How did you sell $388, Shirley?
Well, I have some wonderful reorder customers. They're wonderful, and that's what has been sustaining me through all of Eddie's illnesses and my little dippy doos. And I had several reorders from them. And when you get someone on the time wise repair, well, when they reorder, that's almost 200 right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then one of his hospital visits, I just kind of took a bond with one of his nurses she's from India, from Nepal. And she actually called me and asked if she could come do a facial, that she was ready. And it just brightened my day. It was like, hey, I'm still doing this. So
We all need calls like that, don't we?
We sure do.
And she came to the house yesterday, and we did a facial, and she bought a miracle set, which I was just thrilled, because she really had never heard of Mary Kay, had never
Right.
heard of the Pink Cadillac, and Vicky was here because I wasn't sure about myself. I hadn't done an actual facial in a while. But I think it came back to me.
Darley gets insecure, but she's good.
Oh,
I say that every time. I told her guest that. I said, she gets insecure. I said, but she's good. I
but
said,
it was
and
fun.
then I said, she does fine. She just doesn't have the confidence. And she goes, yeah, she was really good. I said, it's just because she hasn't done it in a while, so.
Mhm.
But this, I actually, between Virginia and Shirley, y'all were like saying, fix this, fix this. And so I fixed it, and I've got the eStart on the back and the ProStart on the back. I did not put the sale prices. Y'all can cross that out and put it's 20 through the 30th and it's 80 through the 30th. And your customers will think they're getting a bigger deal, which they are. But it's right there. I kept the questions over here because these are so helpful. We do our own create a roll it. I mean, our own, what do you call it? Name game. Name
Yeah.
game. We do our own name game. And I got that back email to y'all. So make sure you have it. And then, which we got tax day behind us. Who's excited about tax day being behind us? Yeah. We had to pay taxes because JP pulled out of his retirement and paid off my car so I wouldn't have to worry about it when I was going to retire. But I didn't retire. But my car still paid off, so we had to pay the taxes that he didn't figure enough tax to come out of it. He just didn't want to let it go. I know what it was. And then I'm just glad it's behind me because I had to go back and recheck everything. And it's never right. There's something wrong when you have somebody else putting it in for you. But guess what I got yesterday?
Your bag.
So
Show
these will
y'all
come off, will it?
lips. Both of y'all got lips and the
I love them.
huh?
I love
Me
Show,
too.
show me y'all's lips. I haven't seen them except in a catalog online.
Mine's in
Yeah.
it's in another room.
Go grab them. We'll twiddle our thumbs till you come back. I didn't order them for me, but I'm fixing to. I'm like, why didn't I order them? I did it. I should get them too, right?
Right. Yeah, when I seen the package out there on my door, I looked, I said, what is this? And now I said, ooh, a package. I always get excited to get packages. So I opened it
Yeah.
up and I
Uh-huh.
saw, I said, whoa, my lips.
Your lips came. And the thing is, you can use those for your eyes too. I was
Oh,
reading up on them. Yeah, they had several of them that had those little lip eye things. And
mhm.
one of them, well, several of them, actually, all of them but one said that you can put those on puffy eyes. Like if your eyes are puffy, you just put them on your eyes. Look at that. You can put those on puffy eyes too.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it did, the package did cause a conversation between Eddie and me.
Uh-huh.
He's gotten this thing that I'm ordering too much.
Oh,
And I had just gotten uh from FedEx
uh-huh.
um knee-high hose that I had ordered from Walmart. Well, it didn't cost much at all. They
Right.
didn't have it in stock. And he's like, you just buy so much. I said, wouldn't you rather I get it from the store instead of online? And he's like, well, you don't need it at all. What? You got hose and you know, which I was kind of glad to hear it because that means he's feeling better.
Right.
And he goes out to the mailbox and there's this Amazon package and it's squishy and he's like, what now? You told me you hadn't ordered anything else. And I said, I haven't ordered anything else. I want to see what it is. And I opened it and he said, lips? I said, this is from Vicky. And he was like, that is something you women would do. So it was kind of cute the way it came. It wouldn't have been as good if it had come another day.
Right. Right. That's
But I
good.
love them. I can't wait.
Well, I told Virginia I didn't order mine when I ordered y'all's, and I should have. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about me. I should have ordered mine too, but that's okay. I'll order them. And I mean, that's big. I thought we might need 2 packs of those. As big as that is. Let me get
Yeah.
over to here. Okay, and then drop down. There you go. Okay. So the next the event that's coming up is Mother's Day. And y'all know this is the perfect time to be selling to men between now and Mother's Day. And when you sell to men, one of the things y'all can do is go ahead and get some bags, like from the dollar store, maybe glittery bags or some flowered bags. Or it doesn't have to say Mother's Day. I mean, I did one for a birthday that was just real sparkly for a girl. And so, when I did, the husband had ordered stuff for her birthday, the makeup. And so I put it all in there, but I individually wrapped each item in tissue paper. And then I taped it, I had the little things to go on there. And I put the little, dot on there to hold it closed. And I the whole thing was in there like a time-wise repair. And then because it was so much, I took every one of the minis that I had, oil-free eye makeup remover, mini satin hands, mini lip gloss. I did some of all of that and I wrapped it separate and put it in there. Of course, I didn't charge him for those. And I broke up the lip glosses, because you can use those for more than one thing. But then I went, and when I was at the Dollar Tree, I got a balloon and tied a balloon to it. And so I brought it to him at work, and he goes, "Oh, nice." Because I told him I would wrap it too. And so, it had tissue paper in it, made it look real full, plus all the stuff in it. And of course, he got the card for her, put the birthday card in there, and brought it to her. And the next morning, I got a text from her, and I got a text from him. And the text I got from him first, he said, "Oh my gosh, Vicky, you made me look like a rock star. Thank you so much for how you fixed that up." Well, then I got not 10 minutes after he texted me, she texted me, "Oh my God, Vicky, I know Michael didn't do that. I know you wrapped it." She says, "You made him look like a rock star." So they were both just all excited over her gift. They were excited about the packaging. The dollar bag from Dollar Tree, the dollar balloon from Dollar Tree, the dollar tissue paper from Dollar Tree. I took the amount of what I put in there and I added the taxes to it, plus what I paid for those, that $3 or $4. I think I added an extra 5 on for the packaging. And then, so with the cost of the product, the packaging, and the taxes, and then I rounded it to the nearest dollar. Because men don't like to do change. They want to do 10, 15, 20. And so he just, in fact, he actually handed me his debit card, said, "Charge it." Just charged it and put it on, because he had a bank card and she had a bank card. And so anyway, he's fixing to come ask me a question. Fill it completely full to the top, almost overflowing. I knew what he was going to ask, my muffins. So anyway, make sure you round all that up. You could go and buy 5 or 10 bags, whatever you think you're going to use for your customers. If you think you're going to sell 2, then buy 2 bags, but get an extra one just in case. But if you think you're going to sell 10, that's just like Joyce Conant. Every year at the holidays, she'd sell $4,000. Was it in a week or was it a month? Do you remember, Shirley? A week. Yeah, about 4,000 a week she'd sell. Then what comes after Mother's Day, right around the bend, is Father's Day. So they're coming out with some new products that I can't share with you yet. That's Father's Day products. And so they have a new Mother's Day thing that you can use that smells really good. And I actually, well, I'm not going to tell you, but one of your prizes has to do with that. So you want to make sure, that you do your emojis and your grand days and make sure you do your early birds and that type stuff, because you don't know what you'll get. But you want to make sure that, like when we say we're a master booker, you want to become a master in calling these people Mother's Day and Father's Day and finding out, what can you do? What service can you offer your customer? Because I'm going to tell you, Mike loves cologne and he loves sport cologne. And Debbie can buy him sport cologne for his Father's Day, and he's happy as a lark. He also loves our shave foam, and I have 2 bottles left for him. I've already told him I have them, They're on my shelf for when he's ready for them next because he loves that shave foam. He's not happy that the shave foam is gone. You know, he's just like the women get. They're not happy when that stuff is gone. And so, let me see what's next. Remember to toss this perks in the bag or text them this perks. It's going to either be the one that's the that Monica does or the one I grabbed from Barbara, whichever one I like the best. And if you put this in there, it'll come in the after email and see what it is, you know, that they might want as an extra. My customers will, if they got 3 gifts coming, they'll buy 3 gifts, 3 extra gifts. Well, that pops up your production for Queen's Court of Sales at the end of the year. Mm-hmm.
About cream to powder replacement.
No, do not know
Okay,
anything about cream to powder. It could be a year before we know anything about cream to powder.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
I just sold a cream to powder, so I have about 3 people on it. So
Yeah.
I know I'm
Well, the
bugging you.
best thing that we can do is ask each other what we have and if you're willing to let go of it. And you know what? I would let go of it if I was you because you don't want to get stuck with it. So just let go with it, let go of it as you go. Who did the choices homework? All right. I said all you need to do is the first link this week. What I want to know is what your takeaway was from the choices homework. Virginia?
Well, I took away, it was a whole lot of different jewels in there, and especially I appreciate where she had talked about how she was, raised, and that, what she had learned, especially for her being in 4-H, that helped her with her Mary Kay business.
Right.
She also explained the difference between a traditional family and an entrepreneur family.
Right.
And I appreciate that. She also mentioned about your choices. And she said, God has given us 168 hours. And so she was happy that we spent that, few hours with her. And then let me see what else. And the every word we speak and action takes effect on someone else. I believe, I hope I get that right. Can't read my own handwriting. And nothing changes. Nothing that well, you can't change anything until you decide to do something.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes, you
Yeah.
change. Yeah, nothing changes till you make the change.
Exactly.
And also don't look to other people to approval for your destiny. So if there's something that you want to do, don't let no one else stop you from doing it,
Exactly.
fulfilling it, your
Mhm.
purpose. And also she mentioned and talked about, the time management, how important it is. And also when she had mentioned, I forgot her director who signed her up had asked her, does she clean her house?
Mhm.
And she explained about that, when you clean the house, that's taking time from your family. So she said she don't want to take no time for her family. So she said she have never cleaned her out. So
Well, my back's my excuse.
It was so
Lack
many,
of
so
sleep.
much stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is
was
so
so
much
much
stuff.
stuff.
Did
Yeah.
you watch the whole series? Did you
No,
listen or just the first one?
just the first one.
See that
I'm a,
you took out of the first one?
hmm
I
but it's my plan to listen to the whole series.
I want you to listen to the whole series. That was the next thing. Shirley, did you get a chance to listen to any of it? I
No,
did, and let me tell you, I'm listening to it when I'm putting on my makeup or driving down the street or whatever. You don't have to just take time out of your day to listen to it. I can keep a notebook in my car, and when I stop at a red light, jot something down, that I need to remember. But it's just wherever you're at, where I keep a notebook in my bathroom, a little notepad in my bathroom. And I jot down stuff while I'm sitting there because if I don't, I won't remember it when I leave there. I mean, I'm so have the best memory. I have the mind of Christ. I have so much. I don't forget anything.
well, you remember the meeting tonight?
Huh?
You remember the meeting
I
tonight?
did. I did good. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. One of the things that you want to do too, your customers, do they drive back and forth to work?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And usually they're in the car 30 to 45 minutes going to and coming home from work. And that's about the length of one of those audios. And so send those links to them and have them give their opinion of it to you. You can tell them, I know you're not interested in Mary Kay as a career, but I need to know your opinion before I send this to other customers. What do you think about this? What it's doing is it's getting them empowered with the Mary Kay training. And when they need something extra, what are they going to do?
They're gonna ask you.
They're going to ask you, they're going to sign up,
Mhm.
and we don't. And Shirley is the one that is the longest that I ever took to sign anybody up. But usually it's 4 touches with people. You're going to touch them in 4 different ways. And, it could be thinking, it could be listening, it could be learning, it's just different ways that you have to touch people. And like when I had y'all coming to meetings and you actually brought people every week, we knew that when someone came to the meeting, if they were an I personality, they might sign up on the spot. So I said, do not bring people that you don't want on your team. Because if they sign up, you're stuck with them. They're good for your training, but not if there's not someone that you wouldn't want to sleep with at seminar, you know, or you wouldn't want to be around them all the time. And we were always taught if you don't want them around your family, if you don't want them around your kids, if you wouldn't introduce them to Mary Kay, if you wouldn't introduce them to your pastor, if you didn't want them around those people, then you don't need to bring them around Mary Kay. You can facial them at their house or your house and then be done. Don't share with them. Because if you don't want around them all the time or influencing your family, I mean, I'm not going to put somebody on my team that's cussing like a sailor, that says words I don't want to hear, that's not Christ-like, or they don't have a kind heart. I'm not going to be around that person because I don't want to be around them. I don't want to be around the negativity. I have been known to say, Lord, what am I going to do? They're negative. Well, you want them to sign up, then you want me to touch them in some kind of way. And I'm talking about myself because that was me. And if somebody hadn't have reached out and reached through my negativity, I wouldn't have changed, and I wouldn't have become a more positive person. I was a lot negative back in the day. But you're going to have to circle around working with these people. Like they came to the meeting, or maybe Shirley has been there the longest, though, and she's accustomed to doing this, but she might facial them at home and then bring them to the meeting for their second touch, send them home with some recruiting information for their third touch. And of course, she had to circle back around and ask them, is this something you could see yourself doing? And that's just to get them to go through the meeting process. But there's different ways. I'm going to give y'all about 8 different ways that you're going to touch people. And go ahead.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's exactly how Susan was recruited.
Exactly.
She was facial at a party,
Mm-hmm.
and then Paula asked her to be her face model at the meeting.
Right.
And it was at that meeting that she signed up. She called, she came home and said, Mom, I really want to do this, which she was a gateway for me.
Yeah, and the thing is, Paula was in her red jacket. She had 4 or 5 team members.
But
she was one of my reds. I had 3, 4, 5 reds at one time back then.
But the layering works.
Mm-hmm. And it does. And I mean, it takes that circling around. One of the first touch is going to either be the opportunity shared at either a facial or a party and showing that on the back of the set sheet. Now, it's my habit to share with everyone that I facial. So that's my first touch, is to share with everybody that I was facialing, because when I got to that point, I was ready going into DIQ. I was building my team to become a sales director. And so they have set 13 and 14, which is the eStart and the ProStart now. So there's more, and I mean, I would share with them, there's 14 sets that you can choose from. So they'll see 12 on the front and then flip over and see 13 and 14 on the back. The second way is literature to read. Why not send your Applause magazine home with them? It has all the different total dollar amounts that the nationals and the top directors are making. Because they can only put so many in there, or it'd be the whole book. They have to stop at a certain dollar amount and not go lower, and that lowers in the thousands, so it'll stop. Yeah, I was in there too. With mine. My highest one was 9,825, I think, something like that. 9,725, I think is what it was. Something like that. But anyway, it was in there. But send them home with an Applause magazine, or send them home with the career path flyer, or send them home with the marketing sheet of paper, like Diana's marketing. That's information that they can read. The third would be an audio to listen to, and that's like the choices. Or I don't know if we have a whole lot. We have podcasts, but we don't have we used to do cassette tapes. We don't have those anymore. Now we have podcasts. The fourth would be watching a video in the video lounge. Under the business tab has It Just Fits. And they're all 3 to 4 minute videos. Think about how many It Just Fits videos that we've done. They've also done marketing like 30 minutes. It Just Fits. I don't know if those are under there or not, but I do know that the 3 to 4 minute ones are under there. Number 5 is having an appointment with you to sit down and talk to them about the opportunity. Some people go and get a cup of coffee. I've heard Gina and Barbara say milkshakes. They've gone and bought a milkshake because they're out on the water, on the coast out there. We used to go and eat Mexican. We didn't buy their lunch. We went and ate lunch with them. And we went Dutch treat because you can't afford to buy all those people.
For real, you don't know what you're gonna have to buy.
No, you
You
don't.
remember?
Yeah. Couldn't believe you offered to buy people's meals. I didn't offer to buy people's meals. How much was yours? Huh?
I did not buy hers. We
Okay.
got there and she was pigging out on everything you could think of.
The blue hair?
Yeah.
Blue hair. Yeah, Shirley had a blue hair person. So, and the number 6, well, when you sit down with them, you're sharing the opportunity. I rarely got to eat while they were eating. I ate after they left because I would be talking. And then 6 is attend an event like the Pearls and Prizes Zoom. I took it that nobody had anybody for the Pearls and Prizes tonight because I didn't hear anybody say they registered anybody. I didn't get any texts from Gina or Barbara that we had people registered. But y'all, we need to take advantage of those. Through June 30th, you can get your pearls, the latest set of pearl jewelry. And if you have already gotten it, put it up for your team member. Save them for when you become a director. And just pass them on if you have extra sets. Sometimes, I've had a couple of people have one that breaks. If you have one that breaks, you always have a spare. Because it is costume jewelry. It's not the most expensive that Mary Kay gives, like the diamond rings, but it's real pretty. The pearl sets are real pretty, and it's always nice to have an extra set. And then number 7 would be the website. They go to your marykay.com website under Sell Mary Kay link. Everything's right there. They have videos there. They have telling you how to get started. They have a link you click that says, click here to start now. It tells you everything right there on the website. And then number 8, let's see. Number 8 would be the eStart flyer. That eStart flyer. So you could pick one of these 8 things as one of your 4 touches. Go ahead.
I missed it, but
I can't hear you, Shirley. I don't know why.
I don't know either. You keep fading out.
You are fading out on me.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I missed number 3. I had talking about the literature.
Audio to listen to.
3 was okay. You broke. Okay, thank you.
Audio to listen to. And so we've listened to Linda Tupin for a good while. Let me close this that popped up. We've listened to Linda Tupin since I've been in. She's been in a long time. And one of the things that she says is, I am where I am by the choices I have made or allowed others to make for me. Did y'all hear that? I am where I am by the choices I have made or allowed others to make for me. That's why we are where we are in our businesses, is because of that. Do y'all have anything to add to that or want to say about those? Y'all got all of them? Okay.
Oh, I
Well,
just wanted to say that um I was very encouraged by hearing it, and I plan to listen to it on a regular basis
oh, the
because
choices. Yeah.
you at the choices, I can listen to it, while I'm cleaning up or whatever. And like she said, we like as women, we like to multitask.
That's right, we do. Who has bookings on the books? Does anybody have bookings on the books? Yes.
Yeah.
Terry has one, and I had to change her around because I forgot to write one of my appointments down. But do you have one booking or two? Two bookings. All right.
Next week, they're the girls I had spoken with
Uh-huh.
earlier,
Uh-huh.
and they had stuff going on. And when I did speak with them. I've been inspired to do this now.
Uh-huh.
And they said, not this week, but next week. I'm just
Great.
gonna keep layering.
That's what you do. And so are you calling or are you texting? How are you booking them?
I've been texting these girls.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good. Virginia was sending us hearts like this,
I know, balloons.
and she
And
was
rockets.
just balloon. I liked this one.
Yeah. And the rocket.
Okay, so we have two more pearls and prizes that I have the dates for, but they're not going to give us the actual flyer until right beforehand. And I was kind of sad because one of them's on Wednesday night, and y'all know I go to church on Wednesday night. So y'all are on your own with Barbara and Gina on that night. And I think y'all
Well,
are,
I'm not gonna be on there either.
yeah, because you're at church. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's a Wednesday night too.
Shirley can be on there without us, with her people, with Barbara.
She can represent the angel.
That's right. That's right. And then anybody we've recruited between now and then, we need to become more recruit minded. Who am I going to recruit today? I'm a master recruiter. Who am I going to share the opportunity with today? So the next one is Wednesday, May 7th at 6:30. And then the one after that is Monday, May the 19th at 6:00. The East Monday, May 19th at 6:00.
Okay.
And so the E-Start, of course, goes through. Let me get back over here. See if I finished what this thing that I was flipping through. Yeah, this goes through the end of this month. And then y'all, why should you wear your red? Who wants to read that? Why should you wear your red? We don't have any red jackets right now in our unit, and I don't think we've ever not had any red jackets. I debuted with red jackets. So, who wants to read them? Shirley, go ahead.
How many you want me to do?
Hmm?
How many?
Just take off when you get
Okay,
to your
you get to
Virginia.
wear the red jacket. No more worrying about what to wear. And I'll never forget my first seminar. I was in red and it was just wonderful. You know, I just had several shirts and black skirts and I was on
You
my
didn't have to
way.
think about what to wear.
Uh-uh.
Exactly.
And it's the stepping stone to your first career card.
Yeah.
You are joining the top 6% of beauty consultants.
Mhm.
You earn a $50 cash bonus for each Great Start qualified new team member.
The
And
first time that happened, and I had 5 qualified, and I forgot about that $50 bonus. I had an extra $250 on my check, and it was like $750 instead of 500, and I was doing naked cartwheels running around. I was so excited. Not really. Don't even think about that. It's disgusting.
fun when you start getting those. It really
It
is.
is fun. And it's just like LaShondra said, her lowest, hers, when she got her first ones were low, but boy, Corey grabbed them up and wanted to go out of town on them, because she had commission checks. Okay, number 5.
You are learning the skills needed to be a director.
Okay. 6.
You are eligible for 4, 6, isn't it 9%? Or is it
8%.
okay, on your team wholesale.
It's 9 to 13% when you have 5 or more.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was thinking team leader.
Okay.
You are passing on Mary Kay's legacy to others. Her dream was a sea of red.
Yep.
And when you become a red jacket, you get red jacket trainings and work at workshops, seminar, and career conference, and special training opportunities throughout the year. And you are a role model for others.
That's right. People see you in that red and it just irks them. They want to be in that red right there along with you. I mean, I had 2 of my friends that were in red, and I wanted to earn my red jacket like they did and get to pick it up at seminar. And I missed it by 1 month. And I was so sad watching them pick theirs up for free. And I chose to pay $65 for mine because I missed it by 1 month. But guess
65.
what? Yeah, they were 65 back then. But guess what? I didn't care once I got it. I used my commission check to pay for it. It didn't come out of my pocket. My commission check paid for it. And then, of course, I picked up my Power Up Your Sales. That came in the mail. I pulled it out today and I was so excited. And then I was doing a happy dance around my house when I realized 4 of us had done the Early Bird Achievers. Angela Burcham had done it, Virginia, Shirley, and me had all done the Early Bird. Angela has no idea why she got those lips in the mail, I guarantee you. Because she hadn't accepted the invite into the Victorious Angel site, so she don't know what it is. She has no clue unless she opened a newsletter or something. And I've decided to do those quarterly. So those are coming out quarterly instead of monthly. So, and then be a star. Who's on target for star? Woohoo! If you've got anything ordered in, you are on target 4-star. Who has shared the opportunity this last week? Yay! I want to see that every week. You know, what are the 3 things that Diana says for us to do? One is, who am I going to share the opportunity with today? Another is, who am I going to facial today? And who am I going to book today? I mean, that's every day we were supposed to get up and ask those. One of them, I thought there was one more, but there was at least 3 of them that we had to ask ourselves every day. And we look at doing 10, 10, and 10. You know what that is?
Perfect start.
10 interviews, 10 bookings up, and $1,000 in sales at all times. 10, 10, 10 is what she called it. That'll always keep you on target for star. And y'all, I love my little, it's K apostrophe Archer. I don't know how you say it, but that little thing cleans my house. Me and JP were just so excited between the shark and that one. We are in heaven with that dog hair being picked up. And who is excited for seminar? Yay! We're going to leave on the 26th, though, instead of the 27th, because it takes a day and a half to get there. It's 18 hours, and we don't drive straight through with my back. So it's a day and a half to get there. It's $250 for Salesforce members. When you add somebody new, it's $225, and then they will have a virtual viewing option, but you do not have permission to look at that. You have to go to seminar.
When it starts?
May 12th.
May the 12th.
May the 12th. And
Yeah,
I've got, Terry sent me where she's supposed to stay at seminar. She's got a hotel room. It was $75 a night and breakfast was included. And it's not as expensive out there until.
Is she riding with us?
Huh? She's
Is
planning.
she riding with us?
She's planning on it, but I wasn't sure if we needed to do that hotel or not. That's why I was wanting y'all to look at it. But, it's like 17 minutes away, and Charlotte is busy, but I don't have any problem with leaving early to get there. I mean, that's not a problem if it saves money, for y'all. So y'all just have to decide. Why don't y'all get on there and look and see what y'all can find with me and see what you like best. But some of those rooms can be $300. We're not paying $300. We'll go to Cornelius and drive 30 minutes to Charlotte, because we know how to get there from Cornelius. We know how to get there from Mooresville. And it is a 30-minute drive in, but I'm not paying $300 a night for a room.
Me neither.
I'd
rather sleep in the car.
We'll have to go find it. One of my customers, her and her husband were sleeping in the van because they were homeless at one point, and they would sleep in the gym parking lot where they had a membership to a gym. I would have never thought of this. And so in the mornings or at night, they would go in, because it was all hours, and they would go in and take their shower at the gym and then sleep in their car and get up and go the next day. They both went to work. They just did what they had to do until they could get a place to live. And they ended up getting an apartment. I said, you did what? I mean, I wouldn't even thought that way. You know, I just wouldn't have, but she did it. And she did what she had to do until she had the money to buy their home. They went into an apartment and then they were supposed to go into a home. I don't know if they did or not, but anyway, it just blew my mind. I mean, I don't think that way. But they say, you know, that other than in Mary Kay, a lot of the people in corporate America are 1 to 2 paychecks away from being homeless, you know, with their not paying their bills. I don't receive that though. I don't receive that. I believe God, He's my provider, you know, but anyway, it just, I mean, that's what they did. I guess y'all need to share that with somebody for me to share it because I hadn't thought of it in years. But anyway, tell me what your takeaway was from tonight. What did you take away?
Well, I took away that I need to get my red jacket.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
To be positive at all times.
That's right. That it?
Yeah. that's all
Okay.
I-
Shirley?
I have to work. I have to listen to motivations. I have to think positive as to what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm. You
And
know, the three of us could really make a pact to listen to the choices every time we are putting on our makeup or whenever we're in the car or whatever. Listen to a positive CD or a positive tape. Because I'm going to tell you, when I started Mary Kay, I was inundated with them. Every time I got it,
they were wonderful.
went in every time to the point where after years my kids would say, Mom, do we have to listen to another one? I mean, they knew all of Mary Kay just like I did because they heard it. And so I would give them a break and stop playing them when they were in the car. But when they weren't in the car, I had time where I went to work and came home before I quit my full-time job. So I would play it then. But I mean, from that point on, I played it. I made my own CDs, y'all. Seriously, listen to them. Listen to the choices this week. Make a point every day to listen to a snippet of it, even if it's a quarter of the video, something to get you going. And it's audios, but you know, just something to get you going. How many of them went into videos? I know I saw some videos. Did you see any videos in what you viewed, Virginia? I think the first time we had the wrong ones.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
And it was videos. The second
Yeah.
started with audio. So, but anyway, let me click this.